of the year, the Rugby League Challenge Cup. Energy and noise of a big crowd for a big Rugby League occasion.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Sportsman. We're in Castleford today. We're live actually at Loch Lane Sports Centre for potentially a bit of history. The amateurs of Loch Lane against Betfred League One Rochdale Hornets for a place in round 4 of the Betfred Challenge Cup. Loch Lane have had a dream run so far in this competition. They've already accounted for one League One outfit in Oldham. Can they do it again this afternoon? We've got a former Castleford captain, Andrew Henderson, who played, about 200-300 yards over the road at the Jungle. Really looking forward to what's going to be not just a great contest, we hope, but a great occasion here today.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's going to be a decent turnout here from the local Castleford community.
Over 1,000, I'm told.
I believe so. So it's going to be a good turnout from the local Castleford community to support the local club in Loch Lane. I think they've done a tremendous job. If I look back to the game against Oldham, George, I was really impressed with how they performed. I thought they looked very organised. They executed a really good game plan. And I just thought some of the defending that they displayed on their trial line was absolutely outstanding. First class, scrambling, turning up for each other. I was very impressed with the halfback, Nathan Fozzard. I thought he controlled things for them, had a hand in a couple of the try assists and scoring a try himself. And also big Chris Siddons played 80 minutes in the front row in the middle. Huge performance and finished off with a fantastic try. I do want to point out too that Craig Savage, the hooker that went off early in that game, unfortunately with a leg injury, has now been forced to retire off the back of that. So we do wish Craig and his friends and family all the best. From unfortunately.
Yeah, thinking of you, Craig. That was wretched luck very early on.
It was
in that game. What about this then today? I mean, this is as grassroots as it gets. You'll know this area very well, having spent so many years as you did just over the road at Castleford. I mean, they're sold out up in the hospitality up there. This could really be a springboard this afternoon, if it hasn't been already with what they've done in this competition. Absolutely.
Well, what it does, it brings the community game to the fore, doesn't it? And what we're hoping, and we speak about it in our game at the moment, about participation levels, trying to increase those, trying to engage our younger generation. And when you've got your local team as Loch Lane are today, getting the attention, the exposure, coming up again now in the third round of the Challenge Cup, and like the occasion that they're going to put on today, it's going to inspire the younger kids hopefully, and encourage some of those younger people to get involved with the club and involved in our game. So it's fantastic as well that we've got the Sportsman covering this fixture too.
I will hear from the two head coaches here in just a second. Just a final point from you, Hendo. Andrew Henderson joining me for commentary here this afternoon. What do Loch Lane need to do to try and spring another shot, which would be the biggest result in their history?
Well, I think they've just got to execute a similar sort of plan they did against Oldham, really. I think they've got to hold on to that never say die attitude, that tenacity and that scramble defence that they had, because they will get broken at times today, there's no doubt about it. Rochdale are a good side with some quality players, but if they have that mentality of they just do whatever it takes and scramble, with the ball, they have to be good with the ball. It's tough conditions. They cannot afford to be turning over cheap possession in poor areas of the field. So for me, they've got to get through their sets. They've got to turn the ball over in the right areas of the field, and then hopefully build some pressure off the back of that. And if the longer they stay in this contest, the more confidence will grow within that group, as we saw it against Oldham in the previous round. And they have every opportunity, especially with the conditions that they are today, of nicking another result.
Andrew Henderson with us all afternoon here on the Sportsman. Let's hear next from the two head coaches. Paul, here we are again. Great to see you. How are you feeling, and how are the players doing in there?
Personally, I'm fine. I'm looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to it since 2 weeks ago, since the Oldham result. So, yeah, and I think the players are the same. We've had a good preparation over the last 2 weeks, and there's been a few knocks. There's been one or two decision making, but we're here now, and we're looking forward to it.
That Oldham victory in extraordinary circumstances, with the rainstorms, the hailstorms, failing floodlights, a League One side away from home. You were full value for that victory. How much confidence does that give you coming in to take on a similar challenge here?
Yeah, a lot of confidence. I think the players have been on a bit of an high at the minute, but we've got to bring them back down to earth. We've still got a job to do against Rochdale, against a quality side. Coached really well by Matt, and we've just got to make sure that we're switched on and do everything that we did right against Oldham again today.
And this is our first trip with the Sportsman cameras to the Loch Lane Sports Club. Just give us a sense of what today means to not just this place here, but the town driving through Castleford today?
Yeah, it's massive. I mean, upstairs in the bar we've got it's full of hospitality sponsors, which is fantastic. And some Super League clubs don't get that. I think there's like 94 to 100 people up there, so it's massive, and people have jumped on it, and it's been brilliant. And yeah, just going through the town, people coming up and saying good luck and best of luck, and it's been a bit surreal, to tell the truth.
And what about today's opponent? It's another League One opponent, but a really big chance to make another giant step into a bit of rugby league history for you.
Yeah, definitely it is, but we're just here to enjoy it. Like I said to you before at Oldham, we're here to enjoy it. If we enjoy it, then it's good. If we get a win, it's a bonus.
And I think our viewers can see what the weather's doing. As a final point, to anyone tuning into the Sportsman Live today to watch this, what kind of game do you think we're going to see?
Tough down the middle. Down the middle is where I think it's going to be one, and we've got a pretty good pack at the minute. So hopefully, if we can get our pack on top, then hopefully we can get a bit of joy off back of that as well.
Paul, thanks for your time. Very best of luck today.
Cheers, thank you.
Matt, great to see you. I would say welcome to Loch Lane, but you'll know this place pretty well.
Yeah, it's great to be back. You know, I love the NCL. I love coaching in the NCL. I've done it for about 10 years at Rochdale Mayfield. Always get a good reception here. It's a great club. You know, the NCL is such a good division. There's so many good people and good players. You know, and that proved that by Loch Lane. They've already beaten Thattle Heath, and then they beat Oldham last week, which they were fantastic in. So we'll have to play really well today to beat them.
You will be on your guard, I'm sure, today as a League One side, overwhelming favourites live on the Sportsman.
Yeah.
But you told me you watched that game and you were very impressed with what they did at Oldham.
Very impressed. Yeah, they were well organised, well structured, well disciplined. I thought they got a really good forward pack, and they've got, you know, two good half packs there, Butler and Fozzard, that get them around the park well. So, you know, we know we're in for a tough game today.
And what do you have to do as head coach to ensure that there's not another shock today?
Well, I think we've got to win the battle in the middle of the field. You know, I think that their strength is coming down the middle. If we can contain that, get some good line speed, get some good defence in there, I think that'll be a good way to win in the game.
You haven't been helped fitness-wise. Quite a few absentees looking down your team sheet.
Yeah. Greg pulled his hamstring last night. McNally at full back, so disappointed with that. And obviously we've got 3 or 4 middles missing today, but that's the nature of the beast in rugby league, isn't it? You know, we've still got a team that's good enough to beat Loch Lane today if we play to our potential.
And give us a sense, as a guy who's played and coached at grassroots level, how important it is to the sport to have occasions like this at places like this.
Oh, it's brilliant. You know, I was brought up on the Challenge Cup. You know, I've had every emotion. I've played in every round. I've been 20 minutes away from winning it. You know, and it's great for these amateur clubs. There's nothing better than the underdog. You know, playing against a big team, and it's a good money raiser as well for the amateur clubs.
And nice weather for it as well.
Yeah, nice weather. You could say that. Yeah.
We'll let you get back in. Good luck today, mate.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Bye.
The two head coaches in fine form when I spoke to them a short time ago, and these are the scenes live. I can tell you, if you thought the weather was bad when we were speaking to Paul Couch and Matt Callan, the respective coaches, it's got even worse. It is absolutely tipping it down. It's freezing. Myself and Andrew Henderson are now TV van right on the side of the pitch. It's proper amateur grassroots rugby league, and this is what we love, Hendo. But it'd be nice if it just stopped raining, right?
Yeah, it would be nice if it stopped raining, but I'm not sure that Loch Lane would want that to happen. I think certainly with the conditions the way they are, it certainly does improve their chances. There's no two ways about it. So I think they'll be encouraging the rain gods to keep it coming down, obviously to make it a more sluggish, slower game, and also create a higher opportunity of creating errors or forcing errors in these conditions. But look, it's a fantastic occasion today here down in Castleford for the Loch Lane Amateur Rugby League Football Club. You know, they've got their hospitality section sold out today. You can see there's plenty of people milling about around the grounds, albeit with their umbrellas up and whatnot. But again, the Challenge Cup stands proudly at their pitch side as well, which is a lovely sight to see. But for me, it's the occasion, George, of what this game brings. You know, the amateur side progressing to round 3, now come up against a professional League One side in the Rochdale Hornets. But it's what it does for the community, George. And I said it before in our opening call. You know, we're hopeful that this game will encourage, it will inspire local young players, girls and boys in the community to come and join this club or other surrounding clubs in the Castleford area. So it's a fantastic occasion and one I'm really looking forward to.
Well, the two sets of players have completed their warm-up in these heavy conditions, which are only going to get worse. They're making their way back into the sheds, past that iconic silver trophy, the glistening Challenge Cup, and we can confirm the two sides today. Injuries on both sets of teams, and Loch Lane will line up with Lewis Price, the fullback, wearing 1. Then it's Ollie Bloomer, Craig Duncan, Bailey O'Connor, the only change in the back line from that win at Oldham, and Lucas Moon on the wing. The halves, look out for them. Hendo called it pre-match. Nathan Fozzard was brilliant under the lights at Oldham, the failing floodlights at Oldham we should say, and Callum Butler wearing 7 alongside him. Up front it's Jack Smith again with James Cranswick and Dan Maskell at 9, and then Tom Newbold, Dan Holmes and Chris Siddons, also very, very impressive a couple of weeks ago, complete the 13. The interchange bench today: Morgan Punchard alongside Owen Brock, Carl Robinson and Ben Mawson for the head coach you just heard from, Paul Couch, who has been here at Loch Lane in various roles for 30 years and is enjoying this little spell in the limelight. Player, coach, bar manager, supervisor, he's done it all. What a day for him. The Hornets side, and they have been really struggling with injuries the past week, the latest of which sees one of their talisman, Greg McNally, the fullback, ruled out with a hamstring injury. So he misses out. Lewis Sheridan goes to fullback, he'll be wearing 7, and then it's Stan Nixon, Ben Callan, Tom Ashton and Cian Tyra. The halves, Ryan Forshaw and Kobe Green, and then a couple of names that you may know if you're familiar with rugby league. Fui Moi Moi still going in the front row with Sean Penkovic and Ben Killen, and then Callum Marriott, Ben Forster and Zach Baker complete the 13 for Matt Callan, whose bench today is Connor Davis-Aspey, Rhys Davis, Scott Parnaby and Connor Graney. And as we await the two sets of players, and though both of the head coaches in the building keen to stress that they think this game's going to be won up the middle.
Yeah, well, like you said, it was interesting to speak to coach Matt Callan of the Rochdale Hornets, saying he was missing 4 of his middle unit players he normally favours in these sort of fixtures. So how telling will that be? But then on saying that, it's a good opportunity for some of these other players within the squad to show their worth and value to their respective sides. So it will be interesting. I think it's also important to note that, you know, the Loch Lane side, you know, Chris Siddons played 80 minutes in that last game against Oldham. It was an outstanding effort for him, so they'll be looking for him to sort of lead from the front again. I thought Maskell, the dummy half, was very controlled when he had to go in there, because unfortunately Craig Savage, who was taken off early in that game, suffered a horrendous leg injury. Unfortunately, he's been forced to retire off the back of that, which is disappointing. But I thought Maskell, who ended up was the third choice hooker at the end, because Punchard came off the bench, he went off with an injury if I recall, but then I thought Maskell went in there and he really did a solid job. Didn't create much of a run threat, but I thought his deception and bringing people on the ball was really first class. He controlled that ruck area for his side, so they'll be looking to him to do the same again today, and obviously big Chris Siddons to lead from the front and lay the platform for Fozzard and Butler to inject themselves into the game. But Rochdale, I'm sure, will have many other ideas. Got some good experience out there. Sean Penkovic, the number 9, very, very talented hooker, still has a lot of rugby league left in the legs, as we can see. And Fui Moifoi, you know, big unit. In these conditions, I think he will love these conditions, the big fella. And he'll probably come to the fore and bring his experience. Or certainly Rochdale will be looking for him to lead that pack today.
Well, here come the two sides, jogging past that famous, iconic silver Betfred Challenge Cup trophy, and will line up on this near side. We're going to have a minute's silence prior to kick-off here today as well at Loch Lane. This is a minute's silence for former player Gary Hall's father, Matt Halls, who sadly passed away this week. And Matt was a real presence and a regular at Loch Lane games for many years and will be sadly missed.
carefully observed minute silence, and then the 13-second window for the players to demonstrate their support for the RFL's tacklish initiative against all forms of discrimination, including racism. And now time for the rugby. Live and exclusive this afternoon on the Sportsman. We're at Loch Lane Sports Centre in Castleford, in the shadows of the jungle, where their Super League cousins, the Tigers, got off to a losing start against Salford last night. Lee Radford, the Castleford head coach, is here today. He was giving out the Loch Lane players' jerseys, doing the shirt presentation prior to kick-off. And here we go. Loch Lane will play right to left and kick-off wearing blue and white. The National Conference League side against the Betfred League 1, and it's Fooey Moi Moi. The 41-year-old, the big train, still going strong with the first carry of the ball game. As Penkovic, another old-timer. The referee almost loses his footing early. It was very, very heavy. Myself and Andrew Henderson walking across the pitch beforehand. It was very muddy, and this is only going to get worse, isn't it, Endo, as the afternoon progresses?
You can only imagine it will, George. But you can see Sean Penkovic electing to kick early in the tackle count.
It's a great kick that as well. It's turned the fullback around, and he scampers back and gets stuck a little bit. There's a little bit of a hill in that corner. The grass is very long as well. That will probably help.
Oh, good contact there, Penkovic.
Shot from Sean Penkovic. Have some of that.
Again, getting stuck in his body in front. It's some good contributions there from Sean Penkovic. I thought it was a smart kick, George, to kick early in these conditions when it's heavy rain, boggy field. Just turn the big fellas around and just try and back your defensive effort. But
really good feel around the Loch Lane Sports Centre, as you can see. Over 1,000 here, I would wager. Last tackle, Loch Lane will... Oh, that's a really bad one. Has it come off the chest? I think that would be play on. Yes, the referee says that came off the chest. It was a dangerous kick from Fozzard. You liked his kicking game, didn't you, a couple of weeks ago at Oldham?
I did.
And again, players slipping all over the place. I think we're going to have to get used to that. Might not be a game for finesse, skill. It might just be dig in and let's go to battle. Promising early signs, though, from the Rochdale Hornets. That tackle complete. That's Cian Tyra wearing 2 this afternoon. A much changed Rochdale side. If you missed our pre-match interview with head coach Matt Calland, plagued by injuries this week, could have done without the late withdrawal of Greg McNally, but here they are, offloading in the tackle with a couple to go this set, looking to free up centre and winger down this right hand side, combining as they do Calland and Nixon.
It's a head-eye tackle there.
First penalty of the game goes against the amateurs Loch Lane. So more pressure coming their way from Rochdale. Andrew Henderson.
Yeah, a little bit of change of angle there, and in these sort of conditions, the change of angle was really effective. So you see the centre from Rochdale, Ben Callan, just skimming across the line, drops his winger, Dan Nixon, back under against the grain, and it just catches the defender, Bailey O'Connor, a little bit flat-footed and off guard, and he comes up with a swinging arm and gives away the penalty. So fantastic opportunity now for the Rochdale Hornets early in this game, attacking the Loch Lane line.
Penkovic looking to get things moving speedily, wearing 9 from the ruck, and then darting himself. He saw a gap left to the post. The door was slammed shut just as soon as it looked ajar for the old-timer Penkovic. They're loading it right side here. That's where they come, the Hornets, giving the ball a bit of room. And again, the Loch Lane defence does its job as Ben Calland attacked the line down this near right-hand channel. In front of the umbrellas at Loch Lane. They straighten up and go down the middle once more. And have they gone over? They've gone over from point-blank range, and they have struck first, the Hornets. Just the power play near side. And the League One team have an early 4-point lead.
Yeah, it's the front rower, Ben Killen, who scores early in this game, and it's come off the back of a penalty from Loch Lane that's given Rochdale the field position and opportunity. And we'll have a look here on the replay. Just a simple drop-off play there to Killen, and he just keeps the legs going, the legs pumping. He doesn't stop, and it was disappointing defence on the goal line there from Loch Lane, and the head coach Couch and his assistant Craig Hubie will not be happy with conceding those points early doors. There was 4 Loch Lane players in attendance there to stop Killan, and he just showed great leg drive, great endeavour, great perseverance and power to get himself over the whitewash to post early points in this Betfred Challenge Cup round 3.
First blood to the favourites here live on the Sportsman. Big front rower Ben Killan. Opportunity in front of the sticks for the full-back today, Lewis Sheridan, wearing 7. Should knock over the 2 and make it a 6-point ball game for the Rochdale Hornets, who have dominated the opening 5 minutes here in Castleford. No mistake at all between the posts off the branches of the tree behind the sticks. And a perfect start for Matt Callan's Rochdale Hornets, who lead here at Loch Lane by 6 points to 0. Loch Lane having had, what, 1 set so far in the first 5 minutes? But as we saw a couple of weeks ago in that Oldham game, they've got backbone this side.
Oh, they do. They do.
So he's struggling with a kick, you see, there in these conditions.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's the wind that's causing an issue. Blustery conditions, as they say.
O'Connor getting it away. Rochdale again. Got the start here, got the points that their start deserved as well. A 6-point lead, live on the Sportsman exclusive. Betfred Challenge Cup Rugby League on the Sportsman this year. We'll have live Women's Super League, Betfred League 1 and Wheelchair Rugby League, as well as Fooey Moi Moi fancies another go.
Good tackle though. Nice tackle getting underneath. Maskell there underneath Moi Moi, putting him on his back.
He's kicking early as well, Penkovic. Again, it's exactly the same kick, down into that far corner. I think that one's got a little bit too much on it. Oh no, it's absolutely perfect.
No,
it has.
Dead.
Looks perfect to me.
It did. It was a great... Listen, the idea is right. I'm liking the tactics here from Rochdale. It's, like we said, it's blustery, wet, boggy conditions. Put that ball in the right end of the field and back your defence to force some errors. And great shot there!
That's a massive
wow!
hit.
Where's that come from? The number 11, Zach Baker, forcing the error with that shot.
Well, there you go. Rochdale Hornets are ready for battle here. And that little passage of play underlines it perfectly.
Let's have a look at this. Great shot. Well-timed challenge here. Zach Baker. Whooshka! Underneath into the ribs. Puts his opponent flat in his back and forces the error in the process. And that's inspirational stuff there from the back rower.
And striking some big early blows here. The League One side as they have ball in hand again. Cody Green getting involved, wearing 17, pointing and directing. And they're going straight up through the front once again, and Ben Forster taking the drive. Looking to work the left channel this time. Green with the ball in his hand and a massive gap opening up, and they're going to go all the way through. Ryan Forshaw with a second in the afternoon, and the Hornets running hot here on Loch Lane.
Yeah, well, we spoke about it before the call, didn't we, George, about the one thing Loch Lane need to do is they need to show good ball control in this game. They can't afford to give up cheap position or cheap field position or possession, and they unfortunately have done this in the early stage of the game. We'll have a look at this replay, this try. Nice play here from the Hornets. It's the halfback, Kobe Green, that gets across the line. He's showing a couple of players back on the inside, and then he finds his other halfback, Ryan Forshaw, out the back, who then just straightens up his line really, really well. If you see it here, Green going across, out the back to Forshaw, and it's just how he straightens up that line of attack there, and it just obviously gets on the inside shoulder of the Loch Lane defender, and the inside Loch Lane defenders weren't moving quick enough to cover the inside either. But I thought the line of run from Forshaw, the way he caught the ball, and then he just turned the corner, straightened up the attack, and he just evades the Loch Lane defence, makes the initial line break, and has enough coming off the left foot in the hit spin to spin out and score just to the left hand side of the uprights. Fantastic try there from the Rochdale Hornets. A good team move. Kobe Green the architect, Ryan Forshaw with a fantastic line break and finish. But again, it's come off the back of some ill discipline from Loch Lane, which led to the first try. The error in poor field position that then gives Rochdale the opportunity.
Not one of the more pretty kicks you'll ever see, but they all count. Low, narrow, but over, and a 12-0 start for the Betfred League One side. As we have another look, different angle of the Hornets, who just carved Loch Lane open once again. 12-0 the Hornets lead, and we've barely played 10 minutes here on the Sportsman. If it was a big task for the amateurs pre-match, it's got a lot bigger very, very swiftly here.
Well, it was always going to be a tough challenge for Loch Lane today anyway, wasn't it? I mean, the fact that they raised themselves 2 weeks prior away at Oldham was absolutely superb, and it's a huge challenge to be able to back that up again, play this level of rugby league against an opposition in a higher division, so to speak. But nice contact there. Was it Fozzard?
They won't back down, Loch Lane, but the early signs are ominous for the underdogs here in Castleford. Fui Moi Moi is yelling for this one, goes behind him this time, and they're working it, sweeping across to this near right-hand side. Ben Calland just takes the tackle, and Sheridan will take over, and up the middle they go once again with Ben Forster on halfway, last tackle. Penkovic again gets the kick away. It's a high, dangerous looking kick, good field position, good starting position for Lucas Moon. Loch Lane run it back, but again, as you can see, camped in their own territory. That'll help piggyback up the pitch. Penalty given away by Rochdale.
Just a little bit too eager there to get out the blocks were Rochdale. I'm liking the kicking game at the moment from Penkovic. He's putting the ball in the right areas of the field, and he's been complemented by a good kick chase from his teammates. And the other added bonus of kicking out a dummy half is everybody's on side, so they can really kick sprint together as a line, present a line. And so far it's proved really good.
First real opportunity of the match for Loch Lane. 6 again called to mount some pressure on the Rochdale line. First time they've had ball in hand in opposition territory here, as Fui Moi Moi and Penkovic get involved. You'll see a lot of them this afternoon live on the Sportsman. But here come Loch Lane. This is their opportunity now. Very slow play of the ball as Maskell looks left and right, and eventually back underway. And they force at least a good field position here. Up the middle they go. That's where they can do damage.
Nice offload to Smith. Two middles combining. Siddons make the half break. Nice offload to Big Smith.
Couple to go this set. Now the halfback's getting involved, but it's just popped up to Dan Holmes wearing 12. This will be the last tackle. So will they force it into the corner? That's exactly what they do. They're going to run it straight in the line, but the Rochdale defence is there in number, but a penalty on the last for offside.
That's disappointing there from Rochdale. Last tackle.
Matt fuming at that. They've done everything right defensively, and now they've got another 6 to soak up. Loch Lane knocking on the door now.
Some space on this far right hand side if they can shift the ball. Bishop's probably won't allow the speed of pass to get there.
Held up, just short. In fact, over the line and held up, so they'll bring it back and play the ball. But a terrific opportunity this for Loch Lane to strike back right in front of the sticks.
Jack Smith.
They seem to be loading up on this left side. That's where they come, dancing out of the tackle, but
good defensive from Kobe Green.
Defensive work from Kobe Green. It's got to be right this time. No, feints right, goes left, joining in. But again, the Hornets snuff out the danger.
If you remember in the last fixture against Oldham, they did favour coming down that short side on the left-hand side.
Last tackle, will they try and force it over, or will it be a little outside of the boot? Dancing kick, yes it will, and then angle.
Hang on, there's opportunity!
They're on the far side.
Is it line? Oh, wow!
Beautifully worked by Loch Lane. Rode their luck with the first, got the ball back, chipped over the top, and a foothold in this game.
Well What a superb try from the amateur side, Loch Lane. It came off the back of a tackle 5 penalty from Rochdale on their own try line, which gifted Loch Lane another set of 6. I'll have to give credit to Rochdale. They've been defending their try line really, really well. And it was just unfortunate that last tackle they concede as they defended back-to-back sets on their try line. But it was a fantastic kick from Butler to start with. He put like the little dink over to the sort of towards the posts. It was caught, thrown back to Fozzard, who executed a great kick then over to the corner, because what had happened is the Rochdale players had obviously, the winger had dropped out of the line to cover the kick going to the post. That created space on the outside, and obviously when Fozzard got the ball back, he finds the space over in the right-hand touchline. And it's I think it's Duncan that scores in the corner.
Well, we'll hopefully
Bloomer,
have another look at that try.
Duncan scored in the corner.
As the replay is ready to go, but on the quarter hour, that's exactly what Loch Lane needed. With a kick to come to half their arrears to 12-6 in these horrendous conditions here. The pitch really, really cutting up now. But that will really ease their early concerns. Just all opened up, didn't it, off the lucky ricochet? Well, they're struggling here. We might have to go old school here. It might be the teammate lying on his front with a little fingertip on the ball job.
Yeah, remember those days.
Only the worst job you could get in a rugby league side, this. That's exactly what we're going to have.
We are getting it. You called it,
Here we go.
Yep, you called it.
Well, coming here to Loch Lane was old school enough. But this is as grassroots as it gets. And the kick is over.
It's over.
And it's 12-6. Loch Lane are back in business.
What about the teamwork there? Siddons just holding it with the finger. Delicate touch. But anyway, let's go back to the try. It's last tackle play. Ball goes to Callum Butler. And it's Butler who puts a little dink towards the sticks. It gets caught, pushed back to Fozzard, who then gets the kick over into the corner. And I think it's Duncan that scores out there. But as you can see, when Butler puts the initial kick to the post,
And Rochdale, while we were watching that, have gone out on the full.
Oh, wow.
So the pendulum already swinging towards the amateurs of Loch Lane here. Dodgy patch this. Not his finest moment there, Sheridan.
Didn't see they kicked off there, and the quarter's unaware there, George, didn't they?
Well, they'll be attacking the line, Hendo, in 30 seconds or so. That's all you need to know. 12 points to 6. Converted try for Loch Lane has got them right back in this contest even, and you can feel their confidence rising as a result. They fancy this now. With Maskell wearing 9 this afternoon, and then down the middle with Cramswit setting up in front of the post. The options are left, that's where they go. Through the middle they go. That's the set play. Fui Moi Moi says not this time. The halves are hanging back, Fozzard and Butler. It was that penalty on the last that was the Hornets' undoing last time out. That's going to be 6 to go.
6 to go.
It's come off, it might not need 6 because he's attacking the line. It's all Loch Lane. Great response this from the amateurs. Live on the Sportsman. Siddons going towards the line himself, the big guy. Maskell with a little juggle and then popped up again for the big fella to run it in. Takes 3, 4 muddied Hornets jerseys with him, and then he's halted in his tracks. He's going to go on his own, the hooker. Can he get it down, Maskell? No, he's held up. Went for the old Kieran Cunningham. Asking the referee, are you sure? The referee says, yeah, I'm absolutely sure. I think that's, they're saying the ball is flat. So that ball's done its job this afternoon. And here we go again, right at the post come Loch Lane. Can they hit back again to level us up here in the Betfred Challenge Cup 3rd round? Little dummy and then the pass and then the delayed ball to the left hand side. There was a free man running the angle right behind him.
think he should have been back there, Butler, but close to the line.
Power play!
It's over!
Siddons!
No, the referee said no.
And it's taken away
Siddons
by
had not gone over the
Rochdale.
line.
Wow, what a passage of play. And here come Rochdale. Don't take your eyes off this one.
Wow, what about the reaction from the front rower there for Rochdale? Ben Killen picks up the loose ball, sprints back like the wingers and fullbacks would. And look at him, he's on his haunches now off the back of that. Oh, penalty.
Yeah, Loch Lane just getting a little bit excited, and this is how quickly the game of rugby league can swing one way and the other, because having attacked 2 sets in a row on the Rochdale line, now they're going to be defending their own off the back of this penalty.
What an amazing passage of play there, George. Big Chris Siddons, the talismanic figure there for the Loch Lane side. Looked like he'd crashed over, barged his way between a couple of would-be tacklers. Ball was deemed to have come loose in that process, and it's Ben Killen, the front rower, who's still sucking him in now. He just races back to the 20, taps the ball, off he goes, barges off a couple of players, and then Ashton gets head-eyed on the next play as Loch Lane was scrambling back to get to the D-line. And now they'll find themselves, the amateurs, under pressure as Rochdale on the attack now.
They just
off the
need
bench
to regain their composure, Loch Lane. They've had a real purple patch here, and we're inches away from levelling, but here they are defending their own line, so it could get a lot worse for them very quickly, because Rochdale have been rampant in the early exchanges, with the old-timer of Penkovic orchestrating proceedings, and another penalty, back-to-back penalties.
Oh, it's getting tasty now.
Oh, hello.
Look out. Oh, hello. Oh, wow.
Well, you sensed it was coming to a fore, and now it's boiling over.
Yes.
There's a Hornets man down in back play. There could be a player or two getting a 10-minute breather here.
Tempers flaring. Well, it was a head-eye tackle on foreshore. That's where it started. I'm not sure who's that's down in the back play for Rochdale. It might be KB Green. Did he get cleaned out late after passing the ball? There's probably going to be a few things to have a look at in this last passage of play for the officials to consider. I'm not sure if KB Green, the halfbacks, took a late shot after passing the ball. Definitely foreshore gets head high. There's no doubt about that, and that's what caused the initial reaction from both the Rochdale and the Loch Lane players, for everyone to rush in and create what we call a melee. I'm not sure if I saw any punches be thrown, but there's certainly a few people ragdolling people around, grabbing the backs of jerseys and pulling each other off one another, and probably saying...
Well, he's going to his pocket here. There's 10 minutes for one of the Loch Lane players. Is it Siddons?
Can't see. Yes, Chris Siddons, that is. It's just gone off.
So Chris Siddons has got 10 minutes to think about what just happened.
There's another player getting called over. Is it Dan Holmes? I think.
Well, the touch judges making their way back to the side. They came on to have a chat with the match official.
Captains, yeah, they've got the 2 captains here.
So it's Siddons who's gone for a 10-minute break, and then the 2 captains will be told just to calm their men down. You sensed, didn't you, Hendo? It was at boiling point, this one. But the key point for Loch Lane is they've conceded back-to-back penalties, and anyone who's watched any amount of rugby league knows that more often than not it goes penalty, penalty, try.
Yeah, I'm not sure in these conditions. I just felt probably Rochdale would have taken the 2. I'm not too sure, but anyway,
would have put them 2 scores ahead. As it is 12-6. They fancy getting over the line here. Loch Lane being roared on by over 1,000 vociferous local fans as Rochdale power to the left, and Penkovic on his own.
Trademark play.
Has backed the call to run it, and Sean Penkovic, the old-timer, has life in those legs still, and it's a 3rd score for Rochdale, who punch clear again.
Yeah, well, I said he's still got plenty of rugby league in those legs, even though he's at the ripe old age of 40. Sean Penkovic just showing his class there, really, and we'll see it here on the Betfred replay as he crashes over. But it was a neat little ruck play. He dropped off Killen on the play previously. He then jumps out a dummy half down that short side, looks to drop off Tom Ashton back against the grain, but shows the dummy. Obviously the Loch Lane players stood expecting Ashton to get the ball. They hang off and stand off Sean Penkovic, who then just burrows under and scores close to the try line. Fantastic individual try from the veteran hooker, that is Sean Penkovic, to further extend the Rochdale lead now to 16 points to 6, with the kick to come from Lewis Sheridan.
past the midway point of the first half, and Rochdale Hornets really having weathered that mini storm from Loch Lane. Storm being the word, because conditions here are atrocious, as you can see from our cameras. But Rochdale in control, 3 tries to 1, the first 2 converted, the first 3 converted, and an 18-6 lead for Matt Callan's side. We've brought a few with them as well, I think most of them just behind us in our commentary position here.
Yeah, I can hear the Rochdale fans to the left of us. They're very, very happy.
So 18-6.
There's been an error.
Yeah, knock on off the kickoff, so the last 2 kickoffs have yielded errors. And a gift-wrapped opportunity for an immediate response for the amateurs.
Well, it's just exactly what Loch Lane needed, didn't they, George? Obviously, disappointing to lose Chris Siddons early to 10 minutes to the bin, just prior to that try being scored by Rochdale.
They just need to hang on in there. It's a very quick restart. Oh, just a little slip. The winger was free. Lucas Moon on this near left-hand side. Centre couldn't quite get it to him. Hornets defending their line again. Haskell comes back. The half-backs combining and the full-back joining in. Rochdale have defended well so far. Just that ricochet kick has caught them cold as Fossard goes again. They're going to have to come all the way back across here to the left-hand side. No, they switch the play, and
Cranswick just pumping the pistons there to try and penetrate his way through the Rochdale defensive line. Last tackle, George.
it is. They're going to go skinny side and put the little dab kick through. Can they win the chase? It's bobbled all over the place. It's going to be a dropout. It was a Rochdale hand to defuse the danger. I like that option.
Wow, it was an ugly kick from Fossard, I have to say. I don't think he really connected with it properly, but it almost proved to be very fortuitous for the Loch Lane side. He somehow gets the kick through. He said it wasn't the prettiest of executions from the halfback, Nathan Fossard. And I think it was Duncan that was chasing it and almost gets his hand. I thought he originally did get his hand to the ball, but the touch judge was in a fine position to say that Rochdale had knocked it over the dead ball line, and they get another opportunity. Loch Lane is Cranswick. Oh, wow.
That was a meeting of some big bodies.
I think that was Connor Grant.
And you can hear the contacts, even from pitch side here. Loch Lane reminding Rochdale they're in this contest. Interchanges being made, you can tell from the ice white numbers. The new men in the contest. It's one-up rugby though, for the most part. Last tackle for Loch Lane, with Fossard looking interested. It's going to be Callum Butler instead. It looks like it's gone straight into touch that, but he hasn't taken it from the field of play. He's jumped from the field of play and taken it out. Oh, it should be Loch Lane ball. What's the official going to decide here?
Yeah, it is Loch Lane ball, I think.
I mean, that's a brain explosion.
Yeah, he's had a brain explosion, the young winger.
The ball was flying out of play and he's jumped from the field of play and carried it out himself.
It's Lucas Moon. Dan Nixon for Rochdale.
So, what an opportunity for Loch Lane. Awful error from Rochdale. All the support on this near right-hand side.
Off the bench.
They're looking good for a switch here. That's what they do, and they try and go in his own Maskell. Oh, it's twice they've tried it. They're going to get a tackle count right clean here. And they go for a third time. He's got it this time.
He scored it.
The first 2 didn't succeed. The third effort from Butler has.
And Loch Lane are in raptures, George.
They are. Second try of the afternoon. They're punching away, and they've reminded Rochdale they won't be rolling over.
Well, it's just possession, perseverance, and it's Callum Butler, the halfback, who just gets low and borrows himself over. They're obviously down a man. They're down to 12 men at the moment, the amateur side, through Chris Siddons going off previously prior to Penkovic's try. But they've had a spell of possession and field position here of Loch Lane. It all started with the knock-on off the kick-off. They've been rewarded a penalty. They've then been given a sixth again a couple of times. And like you said, that possession, field position and perseverance from the Loch Lane side finally gets them over. And the Rochdale Hornets having to absorb a lot of pressure on their try line, unable to account for Callum Butler on that occasion. And they've turned them away, haven't they? They've turned them away on numerous occasions in the last 5 or 6 minutes of Rochdale. But they couldn't handle Callum Butler that close to the line.
Lewis Price makes no mistake from right in front, and we're back to a single score game. One converted try with a couple of minutes, 90 seconds or so still, with a man in the sin bin. Loch Lane are staying alive here as we have another look, Hendo, at that point blank range score.
Yep, there he is, the halfback Callum Butler just burrowing over. And if I'm being honest, George, you know, just watching this game so far, you know, I don't think Rochdale have been troubled too much by Loch Lane in terms of what's coming at them. They're handling the shape, they're handling the play, and I do feel that Loch Lane, which the 2 tries that they've scored have come off a dummy half dive over and a kick. That for me is probably the best chance Loch Lane have got for scoring points today. Is going to be off a kick play or just a barge over close to the line.
Yeah, Rochdale and their coach Matt Calland will think, hang on, we've scored 3 tries, they've had a man sin bin, we've defended our line really well, and we're only 6 points ahead at 18-12, so credit Loch Lane.
Ben Mawson's come off the bench now. He put some big shots on in that last game against Oldham, if I remember correctly.
Suddenly you can hear the interest peaking around this old ground again.
Good kick from Fozzard.
How's the bounce? It's going to just stop dead on the heavy surface.
Well.
They're just weighing each other up there, the 2 centres.
Bailey O'Connor there, the great chase. They force an error.
Another one.
Oh, look at the energy. Look at the energy from Loch Lane.
This is what it means. He might be hurt as well. He stayed down.
Sheridan, is it? That's down, is it?
I know the confidence is bruised, but I think the neck might be as well. Referee is just consulting his touch judge to ensure there was nothing untoward. So there will be treatment. It will be Loch Lane ball. And there's still plenty of time before half-time for this to get even better for the amateurs as they look to get back in this contest.
You did say before, George, didn't you, about Loch Lane? You said even though they were behind, they've got that within them to come back.
They have the backbone, yeah. They have that resilience.
The backbone, right.
We saw that at Oldham. It was the beginning of the second half a couple of weeks ago when Oldham, you just thought, hang on, they're going to roll them over here. They didn't. They weathered that storm and thought, hang on.
They stayed in the fight, didn't they? They certainly did.
We're seeing that again. There's a lot of depth, there's a lot of grit, there's a lot of fight in this Loch Lane side. They've got a head coach in Paul Couch who's been on and off around the club for 30 years in various roles as a player, a coach with the youngsters in the academy, as a bar manager. Any job, I'll do it. I just want to be part of this club.
They've also got former Castleford and Wakefield there, Craig Hughes, assistant coach. He's doing a lot of good work with the forwards.
Liam Watts, another famous Tiger who's a former Loch Laner. There's quite a few of them. And here come Loch Lane. Can they find a third score to haul themselves level here? Up the middle a go. That's been the tactic from Couch's men as it gets muddier and muddier out there.
Good tackle.
Bounces out of it though.
Great defence here from the Hornets.
Under the floodlights, here is the try scorer. The scrum half just pops it up.
Oh, good defence again.
Last
Great
tackle.
Zach Baker it was.
Well, they go to the right hand side. Little dab through again. Who's going to win this chase? It's just
good kick.
Scrambled behind by Rochdale, who are under it at the moment. They're under the cosh here.
They are under the cosh. It's a lovely neat kick again from that man Nathan Fozzard. Just threads the needle lovely. Just waits and holds up in the in goal, and Rochdale had no other alternative but to kick it dead. Get another set of 6, Loch Lane. But I'm pretty impressed with the try line do from Rochdale. They're handling what's coming at them. I don't think when I'm watching Loch Lane play, they're playing because these conditions are poor. They're playing a little bit earlier away from the line. They're dropping off early away from the line. So it's fairly easy for the defenders to read. And they keep turning up pretty well. So like I said, I think it's going to be a kick play or a barge over that's going to post further points for Loch Lane if it's going to happen. But so far, the Rochdale defensive line on their try line has stood fairly firm for the most part.
Well, there's a pause in play. There's an injury in back play.
Has he got a nosebleed or something?
To one of the Loch Lane side. It could be a head injury. They're saying let's check him, let's take him off. So a minor stoppage with 5.5 to go until the half-time hooter. Games like this, Hendo, I always think, spare a thought for the guy who's got to clean the kit. Blimey, what a job that is.
True story.
Voluntary role as well, you would think, at this level. Who's taking the kits this week? I think I might give it I'll wait till the summer if that's all right with you, for my turn. So stoppage in play. Been a fascinating first half of Betfred Challenge Cup Rugby League, live and exclusive to the Sportsman.
Yeah.
Rochdale have by and large been the dominant force, but a couple of really potent purple patches from the amateurs who've kept them in this contest.
Well, I think it's really ebbed and flowed, hasn't it? I think, like you said, I think Rochdale started the brighter of the two teams off the back of Penkovic's kicking game early. He was putting those kicking early in the tackle count, putting it deep into the corners. They got the early score, had the early ascendancy, but then Loch Lane somehow just got themselves back into the game somehow. I think it was a bit of ill discipline from Rochdale that gave them the field position. They post points, but then Loch Lane with the architects are at their own downfall. They come with a bit of ill discipline and a couple of errors, and Rochdale capitalised on that. But then they've just seen this purple patch now for the last, I reckon, at least the last 10 minutes. Loch Lane have had the majority of the field position and possession, and really putting this Rochdale side under pressure. The dropout goes to Fozzard.
Yeah, he's done well to take it on the full.
Mousen on the charge.
He fancied that
He's still
one, didn't
going.
he?
Look at him, the big fella. He ain't going down, he says.
Just needs to make sure he keeps hold of the football.
He does in the end. Good tackle in the end.
But a great opportunity, and there is
good shot.
the substitute Owen Brock.
Baker again. He's put his weight around a little bit today, Baker.
Loch Lane in possession again. They've trailed all half, but they're not going away. Maskell. It's the left side this time.
Dan Holmes, strong carry.
Maskell having a look around, just says, let's just set up right in front of the sticks and try and force a repeat set here. They're kicking on the last has been decent so far. Will they try and pop it into the in-goal area once again? Here he goes. He's going to go high and says, challenge that. And they do. And they're all after it. And a big contact.
Yeah, that's
and
the
a
right
penalty.
Call. I was just about to say that. I felt that the centre for Loch Lane, Bailey O'Connor, got run off the ball there as he was going through on the kick chase to compete for that kick. So a little bit of ill discipline there from the Rochdale side. They just tried to escort O'Connor off the ball. It was the right call from the referee. He was definitely taken out. So another opportunity for Loch Laners. Mawson on the charge again.
He's a big unit, isn't he? Mawson to the line, takes him out of the next play. They Price try and just find a gap, steal a move down the left-hand side. He's millimetres short. Can they free up the big fella Mawson again? No, they bypass him this time as Siddon's back on the field. Wearing that mudded 13 is grounded left of the sticks. The floodlight starting to shine bright as it gets murky around Loch Lane Sports Centre. This is an opportunity and he's knocked on. Oh, you just sensed it opened up. They had runners.
Well, they created the opportunity down that short side, didn't they? Butler out the back, he elected to go the short pass. I felt if he went out the back again, the man was untouched. So just have to question the decision making there, but it was a lovely passage of play. Butler there elects to play short. I think if he goes out the back to Price, I think Price scores untouched.
Yeah, I
agree.
That was the run that got me excited. I thought the wrong man took that.
He just plays short there, and I'm not sure who it was, the Rochdale defender. He lost his footing in the process, but he just did enough, didn't he, to kind of force the tackle, which forces the error. But I think, again, if the decision had been different from Butler, I think it's try time Loch Lane, but Rochdale survive.
It's gripping. Betfred Challenge Cup, 3rd round Rugby League, live and exclusive on the Sportsman. George Riley alongside Andrew Henderson.
Oh, Mawson!
Oh, he
have
looks
some of
it.
that, he says, on Graney.
He didn't miss breakfast this morning, did he, Big
Well, I
Mawson?
remember he put a couple of shots on in the Oldham game. He rattled a few blokes that night.
Ben Mawson playing like an animal. Kick away. There was a late contact. The referee happy enough with it, and it's into touch on the far side. Rochdale looking to draw the referee's attention, but I don't think there was anything in that. I think it was just a coming together, and Loch Lane will have the ball back.
Yeah, he's just saying.
He's refereed well, actually. Made all the big decisions right. And it'll be Loch Lane ball as we go into the last 4.5 minutes or so. There'll be a shade over that. A reminder, we operate a running clock, so there'll be a little bit over the 40. A stone's throw away from the jungle, Weldon Road. If you've never been to Loch Lane before, you can just walk around the corner from Loch Lane Sports Centre, and you're at the Castleford Tigers, who were at home last night. Bit of a surprise defeat, you would say, at home to Salford.
I think they would have gone in as favourites at home, wouldn't they, against Salford? But you've got to credit Paul Rowley and his men. They've gone there and they've got the job done.
A club in Castleford, Hendo, that you've always had a huge interest in as a former captain of that club. Of course, you were interviewed for the management job before we went to Lee Radford as well, as I recall.
Right. It was it got down to myself and Lee Radford in the end, and obviously the powers that be felt that Lee was the right man for the job. And like you said, and I think the one thing I will say to the Cass fans is, I know it's been one round, but just stay patient. And it's early days. Your season isn't defined after one game.
Last tackle, Loch Lane going high and chasing again. He's in a good position here, got himself in a really good position, the winger, to run that one back and diffuse the danger. Dan Nixon.
Good defence here from Loch Lane.
Well, it's perfectly poised, isn't it? One converted try in it. And here comes Rochdale, broken field now. Can he get away? Brilliant scramble.
Oh, Tyra! Oh, sensational!
How about this for a run?
He's still going. That's a great run. Great run from
Slipped
Tyra.
away like an eagle. 3rd, 4th, 5th tackle eventually. It was the 6th. Is there a punch? Is there a blow to be struck by Rochdale against the run of play before half-time? This could be a huge moment in the game. Loch Lane have been on top as they bid to fight back into this game, but look at this, where the Hornets are on the last, right before the half-time hooter. They'll run skinny side and try and force the winger clear in the corner. It's gone to ground and into touch, and Loch Lane survive.
Unlucky. It's not bad play there from Rochdale. I mean, it all started from the little wingman, Tyra.
How did he get away?
He just barged through Callum Butler. It wasn't the best tackle from the halfback. But anyway, it's this short side play, and Ashton just trying to feed the ball out. And he just couldn't find the pass execution on the money. I think if the pass sticks there, it's try time in the corner for Rochdale. I like the play, neat little short side move, moving the hands quickly. And Ashton, the centre, just couldn't find the final pass where he wanted it to go. So Loch Lane survive. It was a superb run, wasn't it, from the wingman Kian Tyra?
Yeah, every time I thought he was going to get tackled, he managed to just keep going. Almost like
snake hips, wasn't he?
It's like he'd smeared himself in Vaseline and nobody could get anywhere near him. They just kept falling off the tackle. A big reprieve that felt for Loch Lane. If they'd have conceded another 6 points before half-time, that would have really changed, I think, both coaches' respective team talks.
Sure, cool.
I think at 18-12 it's anyone's game. Certainly with Loch Lane playing down into that corner, which caused them so many problems early on.
They'll certainly have the wind behind them second half, because at the moment they're kicking into the wind at the moment.
Yeah, they are. You can see from that kick it's bounced once, twice. He has to football style control it. The winger Dan Nixon. Big contact once again.
It's that man again, Mouston.
He loves it. He's come to play today. He's come to a bit more than play. Lots of scrap out there. Closing moments of what's been a breathless first 40, live and exclusive to the Sportsman. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here in West Yorkshire. We're in Castleford at Loch Lane Sports Centre to see the Amateurs of Loch Lane against League One Rochdale, who are in possession, leading 3-2. All 5 scores converted this afternoon so far in miserable conditions under the floodlights. Here come Rochdale. Can they find a way through before the half-time cup of tea? Last tackle this. Surely they'll go high and chase. Flying out of the line they go, and then the reverse kick. It was a no-look kick, and it's gone to ground. Mistake made.
Look out. Oh.
He's going to go first, knock on, is he? It's going to be Loch Lane ball either way. That was a messy end to the set. He just played a no-look kick.
It was a calamitous.
I think more by luck than judgment. Loch Lane will get the ball back here. Only the referee knows how long we've got now. Well, they've hoofed into touch. Were they offside there?
Yeah, I think the
in front of the kicker
chaser was offside.
So we're at the stage of the game really in these conditions where it doesn't really matter what kit you're wearing because it's all one look.
It's hard to see the numbers in it. We'll do our best, folks.
Can't even see the colours underneath. Can't see which shirts are which.
Nice tip on there from Siddons.
This is rugby league stripped right back at Loch Lane this afternoon. Hugely enjoyable contest. Here they come again, Loch Lane. Is there anything else for them before half-time? Even a 2 might be nice.
Holmes
attacking the line down this near left channel, right in front of our commentary position. It's the last tackle for Loch Lane. What will they do? A little dink and a chase over the top, perhaps. Fozzard is going to he's going to go high and allow his big man a chance to chase it. Brilliant take that under fierce pressure from Sheridan.
Lewis Sheridan, great hands. Oh, look out. Again.
Oh, there's a little bit of afters once again. Half-hearted or so this time. Some tired bodies out there. Almost like we want to make something of this, but I'm a little bit jaded from the exertions of that first 40.
Yeah.
Good idea, Rev.
Good idea. Players just getting excited.
That is the half-time hooter. What a first 40 we've had on the Sportsman. It is the League One side Rochdale who hold sway, but only just. 18 points to 12. They raced 12-0 clear in the blink of an eye before the Amateurs of Loch Lane got going and added 2 converted scores themselves, either side of a score from the veteran Sean Penkovic for Rochdale. Loch Lane also had to do it hard with 12 men, I beg your pardon, for 10 minutes, with the sin binning of one of their talisman in Siddons. But all in all, I'm sure, Andrew Henderson, they will go in at half-time knowing they are in this contest.
Oh, it's been a fabulous first half of rugby league action here in the Betfred Challenge Cup. The Amateurs, Loch Lane, trying to cause another upset as they did in the previous round against Oldham. And so far, they've been good. They have been good. They've competed. You know, Rochdale, I think, have showed their class at times and been clinical at times in that first half. But Loch Lane have stayed in the fight, and we'll see some of the highlights here. And this was early in the game, and again for me, it wasn't the best defence from Loch Lane. Head coach Paul Couch wouldn't have been happy. There was 4 Loch Lane players in attendance here, and it was the big fella, Ben Killen, the front rower. Simple drop-off play, just kept hitting, spinning, driving his legs, falls over the line. A real disappointing start for the home side to give up such an easy try in the early stages of that first half. And this try was a great try here. Kobe Green coming across the line, showing a couple of players on the inside, and it was Forshaw, his catch, the way he turned the corner, straightened up his line of attack, and just sliced through the Loch Lane defensive line, sort of stepped off his left and finishes the try superbly. It was a great team try, well executed move from the Rochdale Hornets side. 12 points to nil at that stage, George, but then it was Loch Lane last tackle play. argue a little bit fortuitous. The kick play from Callum Butler, he tried the little dink over into towards the sticks. It was caught by the Loch Lane man, who tapped it back straight away to Fozzard, who had the presence of mind to put the kick into space over in the right hand side for the centre Craig Duncan to score and get Loch Lane back into the contest. And the space was there because the Rochdale man had dropped out of the line to cover the kick to the sticks, and that's what caused that opportunity. And then it was Callum Butler. It was Sean Penkovic, that scored the next try for Rochdale to further extend the lead to 18 points to 6 with a nice, neat little dummy half dive over. And again, it was the same for Loch Lane when they were down there. Another neat little dummy half dive over near the line, this time from the halfback Callum Butler. And that put the scores at 18 points to 12, George, and sets us up for a fantastic second half. Will the amateur side in Loch Lane cause an upset? Can they come from behind? We've got all that action and more with the Sportsman.
You sense the next score, the first score after half-time, could be pretty important in this game. I hope you've enjoyed it as well, as much as myself and Andrew Henderson have, and that's how it looks at half-time. We will go away and pause and give our cameras a little bit of a wipe with a half-time scoreline of Loch Lane 12, Rochdale 18.
Loch Lane's got a proud history in the Challenge Cup. We've done pretty well over the last few years, and to carry on with that tradition is fantastic. But like I say, to go down to Wembley where it usually is brilliant. But for it to be held at Spurs this year is fantastic.
A little bit emotional, a little bit, sort of couldn't really believe that we'd beat, a semi-pro team, and the commitment from the boys were outstanding on the night, and everything that us three as coaches asked the boys to do, they did, and it was an unbelievable feeling after.
Yeah, it was massive for the club and for the players. It's just goes to show that there's not much difference in levels. I think obviously everybody that watched the game could see that we just wanted it more than them.
It was one of the biggest wins we've had as a club, especially since I've been down here for the last 6 or 7 years. I think you'll see on the video when that final whistle went, just what it meant to everybody.
And look at those celebrations for Loch Lane of the National Conference League.
Yeah, it's definitely up there, one of the biggest wins. I was fortunate enough to play in the 5th round against Halifax as well. That was another big day for the club.
Just to see the other people, how they reacted off the back of it, it was a pretty mad situation to be in. We knew we were there, we knew that we could do something, and going into the last 10 minutes, and we just ground out the win, and I'm really proud to be part of the club, and really proud to lead this team into the game at the weekend. Not so bad in the last 10 minutes, but when they came out in the second half and scored straight away, then I had a little bit of nerves, but I thought we just ground the win out, and we just defended well, completed well, and the feelings were relief more than anything, and joy as well. But it was some feeling at the end of the day. Near on 30 years now, player and coaching at junior level, and then stepping up to coach the first team for the last 4 or 5 years. A lot. If you ask everybody, I'm down here more or less every other day, and it's a big part of my life. It has been for 30 years, and to enjoy this experience has been fantastic.
Coming out of Wakefield in 2019, sort of at a loose end, and I've known Paul for quite some years, so just asked me if I wanted to come down and get involved and help out, and it's gone from there really. Unfortunately, last year was a bit of a non-start year, and we've hit the ground running this year, and looking forward to it.
Well, Castleford's a lot better rugby league, isn't it? There's a lot of kids around here that's gone on to play Super League and things like that, so yeah, it has a massive part to play, does this club. Yeah,
it's got hundreds of kids down here, building for the future, and it's vital really for the community of Castleford. It's what people know, and all people do around here, and rugby league's everything, and seeing the kids run around, it's amazing, and we've got quite a few kids who's come through the system here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that's been down at this club a lot of years, and to see something like this is fantastic. The media coverage we've got off the back of it has been brilliant, and financially it costs a lot of money to run an amateur club, and financially this would help us out massively.
Another tough fight, another well-drilled side. Conditions probably a little bit better than what they were 2 weeks ago, but I think again we've got every chance of winning this game. If we stick to our game plan and worry about our own selves and what we need to do, I think we've got a really good opportunity again. It'd be massive. Last week was the biggest game in the club's history, but to win 2 games against 2 pro sides would be amazing, and I'm sure it'd be an even better party after.
Yeah, it's excellent. It's a massive achievement, and it's always good to test yourself against better opposition. So yeah, good. I think we've got the personnel here to cause that upset. Yeah, so I think we'll go out and give us all, and the result will take care of itself.
Expecting them to be a good set of forwards. We've watched the highlights against Midlands, and I'm expecting them to come out and give us a tough game. I think beating Oldham as main goal, and if we could take it into Rochdale and go out with the same attitude as we did then, I think we could cause another upset, and it'd just be to beat 2 professional sides on bounce. It'd just be massive. Just organise everybody in defence and keep everything tight. Make sure that we're defending as a set, and everything should take it from there.
I know Craig said that we can compete. We just want to enjoy it. We just want to enjoy the experience. The club are going to enjoy the experience. Hopefully we've got a bumper crowd down here, and we just want to enjoy what will be a fantastic day for Loch Lane.
Congratulations on guiding Loch Lane to the next round in the Challenge Cup. Been a massive Spurs fan, as I know you are. There's 2 tickets for the final, so there you go.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Cheers. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've wanted to go for a long time, and what a fantastic stadium, and looking forward to going down and seeing it.
Yeah, great atmosphere. I've been there. My little boy's a Spurs fan, so I took him down a couple of years back, and it's an unreal stadium. The venue's it's really good, and there's a lot of great places around it and around there. So I think the stadium in itself is unbelievable. All right, we're amazing. It's what every child grows up dreaming of, playing rugby. Challenge Cup's the most iconic game, most iconic cup. There is in rugby league, so to be able to experience walking out at Wembley, with my hometown team, were amazing, and it's something that I'll treasure forever.
Yeah, it will be a fantastic place to hold the Challenge Cup final. It's going to be a big occasion, and hopefully it's going to be full.
Yeah, it probably takes a little bit. The Challenge Cup's iconic for Wembley, but it's just as good stadium. It's one of the new state-of-the-art ones in England. So yeah, it'd be a fantastic occasion.
So here we go. What a big 40 minutes this is for the amateurs of Loch Lane and League One Rochdale. The prize is a place in the 4th round draw for the Betfred Challenge Cup. Their win a couple of weeks ago at Oldham was the biggest result in Loch Lane's history. So what would it do if they could pull out a 40 minutes here? They are in the game, 18 points to 12, Rochdale lead. And it's all now, you sense, about the start to this second half. First score feels absolutely crucial, and you won't miss a thing. Live and exclusive here on the Sportsman as we await the players for the second half. Here come Loch Lane, by the way, with Rochdale already out. It would be remiss of me not to direct you to our weekly rugby league show, The Last Tackle, on the Sportsman with Betfred, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. on the Sportsman Rugby League. It looks to me like we were struggling for guests this week, because alongside Kevin Brown there's someone on the list called Andrew Henderson. So there literally must have been a lot of ringing around going. I thought, you know what, we might just text Hendo. just text Hendo.
They want the sultry sounds of Mr. Henderson. That's what they need.
You know what, I was as I was
dulcet tones.
As I was driving over to Loch Lane this afternoon, Hendo,
yeah,
I thought back to how long myself and you have been working together.
Yeah,
it's almost 20 years.
Yeah, I know.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's a long time.
BBC Local Radio 2003-04.
Yeah.
We did the cup final 6, and I think the season before that. Wow. So maybe 04-05.
A long time together, my friend.
Yeah, so
we're enjoying more rugby league action here in Castleford.
18 years, and I've still not shaken you off. Here we are back with the action. Big 40 minutes in prospect.
And you're going to put up with me more too this week on The Last Tackle. Tune in, George.
6
Tune in,
o'clock.
everyone. Anyway, let's
6
carry on.
on the Sportsman.
Game on.
Looks like they've put new shirts on.
They have indeed.
At half-time, Loch Lane. Would you agree with that next score? Absolutely massive.
Oh yeah, massive. Yeah, absolutely. Good defensive from Rochdale in this first set. That was a good collision there. Yeah, look, I do. Yeah, I think if Rochdale score another, I think it could potentially put it out of reach for Loch Lane. But obviously, if Loch Lane score, then that's a great carry from Chris Siddons. Then certainly it, puts pressure on the Hornets. They'll start feeling it.
Last tackle needs a good kick. There goes Fozzard, goes high. It's into that area. Oh, he's done well there, but falls over in that. There are a few little divots in that corner. That's where we were pre-match, filming our pre-match stuff, and there's some uneven ground down there. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there is. The referee calls time off. There's a head knock. I think it's Nathan Fozzard. It's just copped a stray boot. Nothing malicious in that. Just got his head in the wrong place. But again, it's really important on this set of 6, George, that Loch Lane keep their discipline. Don't get too eager and overexcited to jump the gun and leave the line too early. Can't afford to give a piggyback and allow Rochdale easy meters down the field off the back of a penalty. So I think it's Nathan Fozzard just getting assessed there by the club doctor.
Well, he may well have to go off here.
It's Matty Crowther, is it? It's like Matt Crowther.
Said he's all right.
Yeah.
So we are good to go. Whisper this quietly, Hendo. I think the rain stopped.
I think you could be right. Still not any warmer though. Anyway, good line speed from Loch Lane. Nelson was hunting again. Didn't quite time that challenge as well as he normally does. And they're coming again, Loch Lane, out of the blocks.
Yeah, flying out of the blocks.
Ferocious.
Trying to keep Rochdale treading water in their deep end at the start of this second half. Doing a good job so far.
Good energy. I like the way they're front loading their energy here, George.
Speaking of the last tackle, it is. Look where they are, Rochdale. Kicking from their own 20. They're barely going to make halfway. It's a dangerous kick, though. He had to slide on the knees and gets a huge shot.
Nice tackle there from Tyra.
Wow. And then a bit of afters, and that was too much. Just got a bit excited, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't need that. He done all the right things. He kicked, chased, he made the tackle. It was a good shot.
It was a great contact, but then he stuck around and said, "How do you like them?"
Yeah, he just didn't need to. He didn't need to lash out, did he, Tyra? There, it's just probably a bit of youthfulness and inexperience there for me, George. That's just shone through there for young Tyra. He's had a solid game for his side. but this could prove costly as it's now gifting Loch Lane with a fantastic opportunity. But they've earned this field position, George, off the back of them front-loading their energy defensively off that set. It was a superb defensive effort, forcing Rochdale to kick inside their own 20.
Yeah, he's given his team some defending to do here, because here come Loch Lane running at the posts, playing left to right in the all blue and white trim, and attacking that right channel, looking dangerously close to the line. Scrambling defence from Rochdale to keep the Amateurs at bay, but they're looking hot. Start of the second half, all the way back. Lovely little offload. There could be gaps over on the left side, but they can't find the way through. Already a penalty given though.
He's going to sin bid him, I think.
And a bit of afters. You're right. You called it, Endo. Second sin bidding. And now it's Rochdale down to 12.
And is it Tyra? The winger? No, he's still on.
We'll have another look at that when we can. But
it might be the hooker, is it? Asprey.
Second sin binning.
Can't see who it is. It's with the mud on the shirts and that. Just can't see who it is.
Well, he's already made his way off over onto the far side.
I'm not sure if it might be the hooker, Connor Davies Asprey, is it? I think.
So 12 men for the next 10. And Loch Lane are already attacking that line with relish. There will be a gap. It's 13 on 12. Can Loch Lane unlock Rochdale here?
Oh, I like that one, George.
Thank you. Here they come. The Amateurs attacking left side. Can the big fella get the ball away? No. Grounded in his tracks, but still the danger there. Maskell to the left. Butler, just a moment of indecision you felt there.
Yeah, they've never really threatened the line, have they, today, Loch Lane? Even though they've had a lot of attacking field position, they've not really asked a lot of questions.
You were right, you called it first half. One try from a kick, one from dummy half.
Yes. I feel that's the only way they're really going to score, either barging over close to the line or off a kick play. Just obviously, with the nature of the conditions, they are playing obviously a lot earlier away from the line, and it's quite predictable.
Another stoppage in play, by the way. Sorry, Hendo.
Sorry, George.
For another head injury. Just glancing over to the big hospitality section, which was sold out for this. A lot of Castleford connections coming in to take up. None of them have made their way outside. They're not daft, are they? They're all staying in there to watch it.
Well, they've paid for a nice meal. They've paid for the warmth. They've probably got the beer and wine flowing. And they can see through the glass windows.
Yeah, but you can't hear the contacts from up there, can you?
No, you can't. I agree with you. It's different, isn't it? It's a different feel when you're behind
You can't smell the battle and hear the fight. Here come Loch Lane. Can they find a way over to get level in this contest? Butler and Fozzard, and they're working it left to right. Lovely floated ball, but the intercept, what a take that is. That's a try saver.
That was adventurous play there.
But it was 2 on 1 if they got it right.
Well, in these conditions, it's always tough to throw the long ball, just because the speed of pass isn't as crisp. You know, the conditions don't allow you to fire that pass as you'd like it, and it was certainly adventurous play from Loch Lane, trying to go around them. Tyra was the man in the right position to take the intercept, saves his team.
Rochdale asking the referee for anything here. They want a penalty, they want a kick into touch, they want a
good contact.
They don't want that.
Great shot there from Bailey O'Connor. They're driving him back.
How about that hunger? But too much. Must have called held. We can't hear from here.
Yeah, he must have.
Well, the crowd were loving that, and that's the penalty that they were craving, Rochdale. The more of the ball they can have with a man in the sin bin, the better for Rochdale. Here they come, leading by 18 points to 12. 7.5 gone second half, live and exclusive on the Sportsman. Challenge Cup third round rugby league.
Good carry there from Killen. He's played a lot of minutes today, the front row for Rochdale. Ben Killen played big minutes.
Darted out the line, had to get that right.
Well read there from Fozzard.
And he did the halfback Nathan Fozzard, who sparkled at Oldham in the previous round a fortnight ago. No way through, running into the brick wall that is Tom Newbold. Couple to go this set for the muddied shirts of the Hornets. They're going to set up right in front of the sticks. On the last, options left, options right.
They put it 1 pointer over. KB Green looks like he could be.
I'm not calling that one just yet, certainly in these conditions. They're going to look for a repeat set with a grubber kick through, and that's what they will get.
Great kick.
That was the play. And they do get another 6 from the dropout.
They do. That's a superb kick from KB Green. I thought he waited the kick to perfection. Got himself in a good position to thread the ball through the back behind the line. The weighted kick was outstanding and forces Loch Lane to have to kick it dead.
And all this pressure is off the back of that needless penalty given away. You can see the wind. Look at the strength of the wind. The wind behind Loch Lane has turned Rochdale around, and they're going to be starting on halfway here.
Good contact there, Loch Lane.
Yeah, the winger infield, Ollie Bloomer.
Lewis Price behind the line, just spurring his troops on to get off the line and get into him. And Tyra gets met with some attention.
Great intensity from Loch Lane. Trailing by 6 and Rochdale in possession again.
Good defending so far there from Loch Lane.
Change of direction this time from the visitors. Looking to punch a hole down that right side. No way through. 2 to go this set. 40 away. Set something up down the middle once again on the last.
I think Rochdale could. I think Sean Penkovic coming back on will add something to them.
Might be going high here, I sense. That's exactly what he does. The spiral bomb. He's got there first but knocked it forward. Oh, he's offside anyway, so penalty. Seemed a bit hesitant to make that call, the touch judge on this near side, but I'm sure it was the right one.
Tyre inside the 10 there. Fozzard letting them play quickly. I just feel that Rochdale could do with probably the 2 older heads back on now. I think Fui would add him a bit of punch going forward. I think Penkovic as well around the ruck. Probably just need his leadership and control around that area. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Matt Callan bringing those 2 players back on shortly to try and almost try and take this game away from Loch Lane. But
well, this tap is right in front of our commentary position. Callum Butler just glanced into our commentary point and had a little wry smile covered in mud and a bit of blood out there in the heat of the battle. The Loch Lane playmaker. There goes big Chris Siddons down the middle. Well, we said at half-time as one of the Loch Laners slips.
good carry there, Jack Smith, I think it is.
We said at half-time how crucial the next score would be, and we've gone 11 minutes without one. And a handling error in these difficult conditions.
Jack Smith doesn't look like, he looks like he's in a world of pain on his knees. He's struggling.
So it remains as you were at half-time, 18-12, and that sin binning for Rochdale has not done them any damage at all, on the scoreboard at least. 2.5 left on the bin. Oh, he just got up and lost the ball.
He just loses it, yes. Well, there's still plenty of time left. There's still plenty in this contest.
But he's not got up yet, so there's still concern there.
Yeah, it's Jack Smith, the front rower. He got up very well. He was on his knees for a while, and he doesn't seem. I said he looked like he was in a world of pain, and he's trying to play on. But I think the medical team now are assisting him off the field. He's clearly done something, whether it's he's twisted his knee or something along those lines. I'm not too sure. Got a feeling he's twisted something. He's hobbling, isn't he?
It doesn't look great, that, for Jack Smith. You would wager that's his afternoon completed.
I would have thought so, yes.
But as Hendo says, plenty of time, best part of half an hour here. Big contact, illegal contact, another penalty. And another chance to advance for Rochdale. This is coming to you and me, Hendo.
It certainly is.
Some of the Loch Lane players chatting with the official in his defensive line. We can hear every single word uttered from our vantage point here on the touchline. Absolutely crucial for Loch Lane that they don't concede the next score. Stay in the battle and take their chances. Rochdale have weathered the sin binning. They'll be back to full complement in the next minute, and they may even find themselves further clear on the scoreboard, because this is good. This is a great chance. And as they do again, happy just to set up in front. Couple to go this set. Floated pass to the winger on the right side, and he's met with interest. Big shot. This is the last. Can he get the kick away? Well, they made a bit of a mess of this. It could turn out well. A kick through to the winger on the far side. They get a repeat set out of this. Sometimes he just opens up.
No, it certainly does, and it was a little bit. It was as a result of the kick pressure, really. I mean, the ball comes to Green, Kobe Green, the halfback. He was looking to put his kick in wherever he was thinking, but he gets rushed by some kick pressure coming at him from Loch Lane. So he steps off the left and actually comes back down the short side. And they had a few numbers down there. They're able to feed it through the hands and then manufacture a little grubber kick in behind the line and earn themselves a repeat set of 6. So well done there to Rochdale Hornets. And here's this man again, Killen. Front rower Killen charges through Punchard.
And stays on the front foot for Rochdale, who are enjoying a good passage here in this contest. Can they find another score to settle any jitters out there for the League One side? They knew they were in for a contest today, Matt Callan's side. That's what they've got, but they've always been ahead. Just opened up and then the door closed as he went towards the line. Tom Ashton. Danger signs for Loch Lane on their own line. Sweeping left and right and setting up right in front of the post. Perhaps even better here, the Hornets. This will be the last tackle. Will it be another repeat set? They're going to run the power play this time.
Fall short.
And there's no way through. Loch Lane's defensive line does its job.
Well, it's not the worst outcome, is it, for Rochdale? They turn the ball over.
You're going to turn the ball over, that's where you want to do it.
Correct, 2 metres off the Loch Lane line. Too sure how many more minutes left on the sin bin clock for the Rochdale player before he rejoins proceedings. But now it's Loch Lane's turn. They're going to have to do it tough coming out their own back end, as Rochdale now looking to aim up and get off their line and bash the Loch Lane attackers as they carry. Good strong carry, that one though.
It's been gritty, hasn't it, after half-time? Both sides sensing what's at stake here. Nothing being given. One big error, one moment of class could really open this contest up. Now it's Loch Lane's turn. Offloading. There's a brave shout. With a muddy ball, offloading on your own 40-metre line on the 4th. This is now going to be the last tackle. Oh, and a penalty given away by Loch Lane on their last.
That is disappointing for Loch Lane.
Back chat.
Back chat to the referee.
Well, that's inexcusable.
That's a coach killer, that one, George.
Absolutely inexcusable, that.
Be furious with his team there.
Rochdale have made another replacement. It's one of 2 players with blank shirts. Colin Graney, I think, coming on, wearing the fresh jersey. Stands out like a sore thumb to see out there. Here he goes. It takes 3 Loch Laners. It's on a knife edge, this. 6 to go is the call, and then a knock on. Oh dear, oh, a penalty. Well, some big calls being made by the official all of a sudden.
Take the 2 on.
Yeah, I think we'll be seeing a 2
just
here.
Whether or not they've got the confidence kicking into the wind.
Also in these conditions, but you've got to go for 2 from here. Right in front of the sticks. And it would make it a 2-score advantage. for Rochdale. Well, Loch Lane have just lost their discipline, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been a little bit disappointing really for Loch Lane, because they've come out and they showed some real intent in their first defensive set. They forced Rochdale to kick from inside their own 20. They got earned some real good field position off the back of that. Then the Rochdale player gets sin-binned as a result, and they've just kind of gone a little bit scrappy, haven't they, that last sort of 10 minutes, whilst the Rochdale player, who's now back on the field, I think it was Connor Davies Aspey, that was the man that was sent off, he's back on now. But I just feel Loch Lane have just kind of, they've lost their way a little bit during that period when they had the extra number and needed to show a little bit more composure and control, but they failed to do that. Now Rochdale with an opportunity to
big moment, Lewis Sheridan, to take this to a 2-score game. Great strike of the ball, through and true, and a bit of breathing space for Matt Callan's Hornets, who nudge to a 20 points to 12 advantage, I beg your pardon.
You can hear the band of merry supporters that have travelled over the Pennines from Rochdale to spurring their team on. We've got roughly around 20 minutes of play left. It's 20 points to 12. Loch Lane are going to have to...
Is that straight to touch? Oh, it's a brilliant kick. Has he stayed in the field of play? He's done brilliantly. If he has, he has.
Oh, he's got a
backwards. Oh dear.
He's injured.
Oh dear, he's injured there. And no sympathy in the tackle.
No, there was none, was there, at all?
Another penalty. Loch Lane are losing their heads here.
They're losing it. They're getting rattled.
They had an injured man pinned on the ground and they've given him a penalty.
I just hope he's all right. Is it just a cramp?
It's a cramp, I think. Yeah. It was a brilliant take, diving backwards like a fielder on the boundary in the Ashes. Took it wonderfully.
It was a superb kickoff. But Tyra, he's had a solid game for his team today as the young winger, Kean Tyra. And he was cramping up whilst he was returning the ball. But as you said there, the Loch Lane defensive line showed no mercy. And they
weren't bothered he was hurting.
No, they did not. Well, he's been, if you think back to earlier in the game, I think he was one that was mouthing off a little bit and been a bit pushy and shovey in some of those mellies, so there's probably a little bit of niggle from them in the past, but yeah, no love lost between the two sides on that occasion. But as a result, they've given a penalty away, Loch Lane, and as you said, George, they've really sort of lost their way, haven't they?
They've not got going second half, Loch Lane, but more worrying for coach Paul Couch is their complete lack of discipline, I think. They've not had the heads on second half.
But the effort is still being shown by the amateur side. They're still getting off their line, they're still getting their bodies in there, and they're still well and truly in the contest.
They absolutely are, and they've shown 2 weeks ago and prior to that against Thatto Heath that they can win games like this. So it remains in the balance. Live on the Sportsman into the final quarter of a compelling Betfred Challenge Cup third round tie.
Oh, he's had a look, he's had a Captain Cook, and Punchard getting in there. What's doing?
Morgan Punchard,
living
up to his name.
Well, he hasn't thrown one, but he's just done a bit of shirt grabbing as they tend to do these days. But under the RFL's new directive is any punch now, it's a grade D offence. So you're looking at minimum 3-game ban. So probably restricts the fact that players probably will elect not to throw the punch.
Well, the referee has been very heavily involved, probably the most active person second half. I had a really interesting chat actually with my old mate Kyle Amor this week, after St Helens opened with a victory in the Betfred Super League title defence against the Catalan Dragons, who saw one of their new boys, Dylan Napper, sent off, and he wanted to play that role as the enforcer. You know, which we grew up in Ireland. I used to love watching Barry McDermott and Stuart Field and Adrian Morley, and I said to Kyle, has that role actually gone out of the game now? Because you just can't do it.
No, you can't.
The game has changed so much. If you do that, you're costing your team too much.
And I know I should it's a tough one, really, because it's sad that we've lost that enforcer, haven't we? Because
But player welfare is now paramount.
Well,
We've got to look after the players.
100%, and I get it. It's because of the liability involved now. You know, it probably doesn't help that we've got players considering suing the game as well for previous stuff, which, you know, whether you agree with it or not, it's there now, and that's caused this now, this knock-on effect, which is now we have to be shown as a game to take responsibility for that and punish people
Here we are,
accordingly.
Hendo, on the last tackle. Talking of knock-on effects, well, that's a good take, falling backwards.
Very
But
good catch.
that's not a bad finish for Loch Lane, you know.
Now it's in the right areas of the field, and they're going to have to really force an error or something now. Like you said, it's the right area of the field, and there's another tackle given away.
Well, it's another one.
And it's Punchard.
He's had
off he
enough.
goes.
He's had enough, this referee.
He's only just come on as Morgan Punchard, and he's straight off. Coach
So-
won't be happy with that.
16 to go, and it's only going to be 13 aside for 6 of those minutes. That's what that's done to Loch Lane. They've not even bothered kicking to touch. Let's just get on with it. Rochdale, third sin binning of the match, this. Really unnecessary as well. But we saw earlier on today, Leeds Rhinos played for best part of an hour with a man down and came so close in Betfred Super League to beating Warrington nonetheless. And Bentley was sent off on his Leeds Rhinos Super League debut. So it can be done. Odds against Loch Lane now. Knock on! And that's got the crowd finding their voice again.
It has indeed. Just a few of these boys need to take a chill pill. It's just
Everyone getting a bit excited.
Well, it's just getting a bit silly now, isn't it? You know, any time there's an error or something, people are just pushing and shoving and carrying on. Get on with the game, lads.
The prize is a big one. At stake, a place in the draw. The next phase, I should say. The draw was already made, wasn't it? Next phase of the Betfred Challenge Cup, round 4. Is that Fooey getting ready for his second 10 minutes?
It
on the
is,
far
yes, that's
side?
right. And, Sean Pinkovich has just returned to the fray.
So here come Loch Lane. Not quite now or never, but what an opportunity this is.
If they score here, it's
Trail by 8. When they go up the middle in those muddy shirts, your guess is as good as mine.
That's Chris Siddons on that occasion, I can tell.
That was the big fella, Chris, yeah.
Tell a ginger room a while away, mate.
Here they come, running the right side. Winger hugging his touchline. He wants a skinny side play here. Doesn't think he's going to get it. They're going to go back in field. There goes
Siddons with the offload.
again. Good offload again. Butler with the outside the boot. Sees a gap. Can they win the chase?
Unlucky. Good rugby league
Get
football.
a knockout, a drop out, beg your pardon, and another set of 6 here.
It was good rugby league football there. Good inventiveness from Callum Butler. He saw there was some space in behind the line. There was an offload from Siddons, I believe it was. Yes, Siddons with the offload to Fozzard. To Butler. Butler showed open. He saw there was space in behind. He just puts a little grubber kick in, and it was Bailey O'Connor chasing hard. But he just wasn't quite quick enough to get on the end of it. It was good cover from Rochdale in the end.
It's a decent looking drop out. Siddons drives it back in. Can Loch Lane find a way through? 2 tries this afternoon, that's a loose one. The 2 tries have come from a dummy half bulldoze effort and a kick. Otherwise, Rochdale have defended superbly on the line.
Mawson.
There goes the big fella, Ben Mawson. You can hear the referee. Release on the 3rd. This time they do run the narrow side play.
Good tackle.
No way through there though. Rochdale were very, very wise to that. 2 to go.
Good tackle there from Callum.
Mawson hovering. There he goes, the big man. Carrying it into traffic. And eventually being grounded. So then, what can they set up here on the last tackle? The 2 halfbacks are setting up. It's going to be Fozzard drilling at the post. Moy has put it down.
Knock on
Where's
from
it going to
Moy.
go? It's play on. And it's still play on.
Yeah, it was a knock on off Moi
Well,
Moi.
Fui Moi knocks on. Referee played on, and his play on has continued.
He must have said advantage was played then, I guess. It's definitely
that's
looked
a
like
big
it was,
shout.
unless it's come off Moi Moi's foot, but I could have swore he
Unless it
knocked
went
on
backwards,
there.
it looked like a knock on from our vantage point.
I agree, but
Looked like that was advantage off the Moi knock on. Doesn't matter now though, as we go into the last 11 minutes of this one. Live on the Sportsman, 2012 is the Rochdale Hornets lead. Rochdale of Betfred League 1 against the National Conference side as Moi is hooked on his back.
oh wow! Oh, I'm almost out of breath, George. What a shot!
No respecting the reputation there.
Was it Maskell?
Wow! Fui Moi have some of that, and that has got Loch Lane bouncing.
We need to see that on the action replay. Here it is here. A drop-off play there, Moi, and great shot underneath the ball. I think it was Maskell. It was either Maskell or Holmes. I can't tell with the jerseys, but it was a great shot nonetheless. Good technique for any of the young viewers at home there, just hitting underneath the ball and driving.
Well, that is one for the archives. That is one for the history books at Loch Lane. That's one to tell the grandkids. Let me tell you about the muddy afternoon and what I did to Fui Moi. Fantastic. This game is still in the balance though. Can Rochdale find a score that will probably win the cup tie? Working right to left. This is what they've been doing all afternoon. Drive at the sticks, and then looking for a kick behind on the last left or right channel. They do it again. Straight at the post they go. Lovely reverse ball, and one more offload in the ring. Brilliant scrambling defence, illegally so.
It's getting a bit messy now.
And it boils over again, and they're all piling in, and there's more work for the official to do. Busiest man on the field this afternoon.
I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like Lewis Sheridan just, I don't know if he was taken off the ball or taken high off the ball.
Do you take another two?
Yeah, just knocking him over.
Well, it's been a bruiser, this. Another decision to make for the referee. Rochdale have a penalty right in front of the sticks. They can either wind down the clock with another 6 or tag on another 2. Loch Lane have got to score 2 anyway. So another 2 doesn't change a massive amount.
Well, Penkovic had got out of dummy half again. You know, he's not played huge minutes, Penkovic, but when he's been on, you can see the quality that he's brought to this side. See, there's the offload was coming. Yeah,
it's the high shot.
Yeah, high shot there. Was it Mawson?
Yeah, I think he knew he had to go big, otherwise the cup tie was over.
Could find himself in the sin bin here. Or sent off Ben
Well,
Mawson.
if the touch judge and/or referee has in his head what we have
got
just
the
seen,
card
it could
there.
be a red. It is a red. Well, having seen that replay, I knew a red card was coming. That is the end of the afternoon for the big fella, Ben Mawson.
The good thing there for Ben Mawson, he went over, he shook hands with Lewis Sheridan, and Sheridan said, "No worries, mate," and shakes hands with him, and I like that in the end. You know,
As we have another look at it, that's the red card for Ben Mawson. He knew what he was doing. He knew he had to stop a try there, otherwise the cup tie was over.
Yeah, it does, but
and what it does do is end his afternoon. Red card.
Can't really see from that angle whether there was contact with the head or not, but either way, he's cleaned him out. Referee says he's off, and now play goes on, and it will be just now.
Well, interesting that they have rolled on, Hendo. Gone with my plan rather than yours. You'd have taken the 2. That's because as a hooker, you just wanted the extra breather while you're kicking to the point. Here they come though, attacking the line, floated ball over the top and into touch.
It was the right
Chance
idea.
has gone.
It was the right idea from Penkovic. Parnaby just couldn't take the ball. He was on the outside there. If we have a look on the replay, Penkovic, he's feigning to go to the right. He's pointing right, and he comes down to this left side. Good deception, and he sees it. The space on the outside for Parnaby, but
well, that was a walk-in score if he gets that
it just
right.
wasn't. Probably the execution of the pass not quite on the money. The idea was right, and Parnaby couldn't take it.
So the 11 men of Loch Lane try to find some way through this watertight Rochdale defence and go the length of the pitch. Doesn't look likely now. Mawson currently
good
off.
line speed there from Rochdale.
They will get one man back in about 3 minutes, but they're doing it tough. It's 11 on 13. It's a football side against a rugby side at the moment. That's a brilliant kick. It's completely bamboozled the fullback. Oh, he almost knocks on as well, slipping. It's very dodgy down there. Great chase. That's a good end to the set, that, from Loch Lane.
It is indeed.
But what they cannot do, what is of paramount importance now, no more penalties. Rochdale have kept their cool, I think, really well, under intense provocation. That's
Good
another high
footwork
shot,
there
but the
from
referee
Nixon.
says that's okay. That's up off the shoulder.
Good feet there from young Nixon.
But they're making good gain, 13 on 11.
Well, the conditions, that's a knock on there. Yeah, knock on for
It
the
is.
foreshore.
It is.
I was just going to say the conditions haven't allowed it to be obviously a free-flowing contest. But what we have seen is an attritional battle between the amateur side of Loch Lane and the professional side of Rochdale Hornets, and it's kept it tight, it's kept it close. You know, the tries have come through generally biff and barge close to the line from both sides or off a kick play. I mean, there was a superb try in the first half from Rochdale where we did see a bit of hands where Cable Green skipped across and went out the back.
It's a penalty. Oh, wanted a quick one there, Butler.
Those days are gone, Callum.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen anyone do that since Mark Calderwood
I was
was
going
playing.
to say, you can't do. You've not done seen that for years. Oh, quick tap and go.
I did actually. So there was one, Castleford did one. Was it Daryl Olfert's last season? They scored a leg for the field job. And that's the first time since the Calderwood days at Leeds I've seen that.
For a long time.
I used to love that. The old Leeds and Wigan winger, Mark Calderwood. Here's the one last go from Loch Lane. Can they set up a grandstand finish live on the Sportsman? They can go through now.
Oh, good
There's a big
shot,
finish.
Jankovic again.
Sunshine in Castleford. Where's that come from? 4 to go. The 11 men of Loch Lane attacking the line. Scrambling defence again from Rochdale. Can they find a way through? It's the try scorer Duncan wearing through. Last tackle. Minimum requirement is a repeat set. Butler off the outside of the right boot, well judged, well diffused, and
Nixon.
Rochdale come away.
Here he
And that
goes,
could be a
Davey
match
Nixon.
winner.
He's away. Oh, good shot. But do you know what? He does well, Nixon, to get hit like that and spin out of the contact there. Nixon, sensational.
They've defended so well this afternoon, Rochdale. And I said it before, under intense provocation, they've really kept their cool well as well, I think.
I agree.
Roughed up by the amateurs of Loch Lane.
That's a strong carry from Tom
It's
Ashton.
a very strong carry. A couple of loose flailing arms in there as well.
Coming down
It's
the
another
short
injury and back play. The offload. He's done well to take that. He will take the tackle. There's a Rochdale man in a heap in back play. It's a Loch Lane man. Well, they're all falling down injured on this near side. Increasingly heavy in front of those sticks. Can Rochdale finish with a flourish? They're almost there. Dabbed kick through, pins the fullback behind his goal, but he's got himself out of danger.
Oh,
He's
he's
away.
through.
Those legs will be tired though. Inside the last 3. Might be a shade over that with the sin binning and red card to Ben Mawson that we've had second half. It looks like Loch Lane's dream Betfred Challenge Cup run is going to be over for another year, but what a run, what a story it's been. And what a huge boost for community grassroots rugby league they have given this competition this year.
Punchard back
But
on
they're
the field.
still not done. Punchard back on the field. not only the profile they've raised with this cup run, but also financially it's been a huge boost. Told the money it's brought in, they need to raise just shy of £5,000 just to get buses for their away games, and they pretty much covered that, I'm told, with their cup run. So that's really secured their future immediately. Kick on the last, good take. And there goes Tom Ashton, who's a big fella, isn't he, the centre?
Yeah, former Sheffield man, Tom Ashton.
Did he play under you at Sheffield?
Yeah, he played with me, yeah, at Sheffield.
Well, he played when you were playing?
Yeah, he was only a young fella then.
I was going to say, he must be older.
Yeah, I was older, he was young. He was at the start of his career, I was at the end.
So he got some wise words. Learned from the best, did he? Closing moments of this one, into the last minute or so. It's going to be Rochdale who progress into the Betfred Challenge Cup 4th round, and they want to do it with a try.
Sheridan!
They're away.
Oh, Sheridan will score!
And that's the cherry on the cake for the Hornets. Rochdale have rallied, and they've clinched the game and a place in round 4 of the Betfred Challenge Cup, ending Loch Lane's run in this year's competition.
Yeah, well, it was the hooker and the fullback linking up on this play, and it's that man Sean Penkovic, and he'll be our Betfred Challenge Cup man of the match for today. Sean Penkovic, he's not been on there for huge minutes, but the time he has been on the field, he has made things happen. He's looked a threat out of dummy half. His kicking game's been good. He's defended like a Trojan. And on this play, he jumps down the short side, beats the markers. He feeds Sheridan, who shows great strength and acceleration to burst through the line and shrug off the Loch Lane defender. And then the neat little show and go to dummy the fullback and score the try himself. He had Parnaby on the outside in support, but he elects to show and go, beats the fullback and scores a lovely try there for the Rochdale Hornets to close this game and seal victory and progress them into the next round of the Challenge Cup. But that man Sean Penkovic, again the architect of the try, again he scored one himself today. He's had a hand in a couple of others. His kicking game, as I said, has been good, and on that occasion it was Penkovic who feigned to go on the open, jumped down that short side, created that play. An outstanding try. Lewis Sheridan scores it.
So the Sportsman, the Betfred, I do forget, player of the match, we're all friends here, is Sean Penkovic. Had a great game. He's Andrew Henderson's selection as the Betfred player of the match, I beg your pardon. And an extra 2 coming too. Over and Rochdale full value for their lead and their impending victory. What are we on now? 26 points to 12. Having led 18-12 at half time, the penalty from bang in front, and the converted score for a 26-12 lead as we have another look. Lovely dummy, lovely passage through, and an impressive win. Oh, there's forced a knock on. That's another great kick-off by Loch Lane. Dying embers of this cup tie.
Well, they want to finish on a high, don't they? Give their fans something to cheer about at the end if they can.
Well, they will. Only the referee knows how long's left, and those few Rochdale players who I'm sure now are saying, "How long, ref? I'm done." Only they will know, but at least it will be Loch Lane with the final passage of play. Oh, it's gone backwards. It's regathered well, but they've lost a bit of momentum there. Oh, and he's lost it. He has lost it.
It's a great
Rochdale get the ball back at the end of this contest.
Yeah, that's a great chase from Parnaby. He never gave up on the drop out. He kick chased hard, and he forces the error and wins the ball back for his team. Well played there, young man.
So 26-12. Rochdale Hornets have come out on top in a real bruiser, a real gutsy, gritty battle of attrition here at Loch Lane Sports Centre.
It's been a slugfest here, hasn't it?
You can see from the state of the playing surface what the conditions have been like here. 34 men have given it their all. A couple of sin binnings, a red card, some huge contacts, and ultimately the favourites coming out on top in Rochdale. Perhaps still time to find another score. They move the ball right to left with a man superior. They've got all the touch judges on. What's he
Touch
seen? The
judges
referee
on.
says play on here.
Touch judges on. Yeah, he's seen, I think, Morgan Punchard out the back on Lewis Sheridan. He's just a bit of a cheap shot, I think.
And the referee will come over to discuss exactly what he has seen.
Have a look at the replay here, George. I think we've missed it. The replay there just needs to go back a fraction.
Penalty, no more.
Yeah, it was Punchard just took Sheridan out later off the ball, out the back, so...
So last opportunity for points on a muddy afternoon in Castleford. He's got his choice of 3 balls there, Penkovic. Here is the player of the match. The quick play, the ball, 2 offloads. They fancy another one here. I won't bet against them getting it, you know. Setting up in front of the sticks. Penkovic go on his own. The Betfred player of the match. No, he just pops it up. Gets another penalty for his side. Another high shot. Loch Lane have gone now. Well, they can take the 2 if they want, but I'm sure they'll just roll on here. And I think more back chat.
Yeah, it's Morgan Punchard again. He's already been sin-binned for...
And I'm sure that's what the reforeee is saying.
It's
like, I've got rid of you once. Will you get out of my ear, please?
Yeah, well, he's already sent him off in the sin bin for foul play earlier in the game. He's just given a penalty away for a late shot on Lewis Sheridan, and now he's given a high shot away. Coach Paul Couch won't be too best pleased with young Morgan Punchard.
They are going to take the 2.
Now they're taking the 2.
Just to close out the contest. Wind down the clock and seal this victory.
That's a smart decision. If we're into the final minute or 2 minutes, there's no point risking.
Oh, and he just takes it himself, Penkovic. I think he had a word with the referee, said how long, and the referee said we're done. So Penkovic says, well, I'll put another 2 points on my career stats then, if you don't mind. There is the final whistle. The handshakes all round. It's been a blood and thunder Betfred Challenge Cup contest here, and the amateurs of Loch Lane have given the competition so much this year, but they've been undone here on home soil this afternoon by a very impressive, ultimately, Rochdale side that were patched up, having suffered so many injuries in the build-up to this one. They rallied, they weathered the storm thrown at them by Loch Lane, and ultimately they just had that extra quality, Andrew Henderson, to see out the victory.
Yeah, they did. I thought, that second half, I thought Loch Lane really came out the blocks at the start of the second half, and they earned some field position early doors, didn't they? But then they unfortunately couldn't capitalise when Rochdale got a man sent in the bin. It's almost like they got a bit rattled when Rochdale went to 12 men. Loch Lane just couldn't seem to take control of that period of the game, and they got a little bit scrappy. They lost their way a little bit, and then as the half grew on, I just felt Rochdale showed a lot more composure and control. And
well, these are the highlights of the match right from the very first moment, and it was the visitors from Rochdale Hender who started with a bang.
Yes, it was disappointing, obviously, opening few minutes here for Loch Lane. To concede this try, there was 4 Loch Lane defenders in attendance here, and that was that man there, Killen, the front rower, who's had a solid game today for Rochdale, just crashing over the line, using his strength and power to spin out. But the second try for Rochdale was a great move here. Kobe Green coming across the line, showing a couple of plays back on the inside, just dummies, hits Forshaw at the back, who turned the corner well, straightened up the line of attack, showed great acceleration and speed to burst through and slice the Loch Lane defensive line wide open, and then the nice hit and spin off the fullback to score and extend the Rochdale lead to 12 points to 0. But great response from Loch Lane. They had set after set on the Rochdale line, who were defending their line really, really well, but it was a little bit against the run of play. A little kick from Callum Butler towards the sticks. The knock back to Fozzard, who had the presence of mind to kick to the corners. He saw the space was there as the wingman Tyra had left the line to cover the original kick from Butler. And it was Duncan that scores over in the corner and gets him back into the contest. But that man, the man of the match, Sean Penkovic, further extended the Rochdale lead to 18 points to 6 with a neat little play near the line, jumping out of dummy half, showing the dummy drop-off play, going himself. Trademark Sean Penkovic try, but it was Callum Butler that responded for Loch Lane. Close to the line, just barging over, getting low, burrowing underneath, and somehow plants that ball on the try line to make it 18 points to 12. We saw a penalty goal in the second half, and then that try there, Lewis Sheridan to finish it off and seal Rochdale's entry into the next round of the Challenge Cup. The architect was Sean Penkovic, jumping down the short side, beating the markers, putting Sheridan into the gap, who showed great power and pace to burst through, and nice play to dummy and go around the fullback to finish off on the try there.
And Penkovic, the Betfred's player of the match, adding the two rights on the final whistle as well to give that full-time scoreline of Loch Lane 12, Rochdale Hornets 28. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage this afternoon. It's been a brilliant thing to be a part of here, live and exclusive on the Sportsman. Myself and Andrew Henderson, cold and wet, but buoyed by what we've seen this afternoon. A proper good grassroots rugby league afternoon. And that's as far as we go, and that's as far as Loch Lane go in this year's Betfred Challenge Cup competition. What a run they've had. That should set this amateur side up for the season and raise a bit of profile around these parts as well. And for Rochdale, well, they march on and take their place in the fourth round of Rugby League's most iconic cup competition. Hope you've enjoyed it. Rochdale certainly have. They've won it 28 points to 12 here at Loch Lane, from me, George Riley, and from Andrew Henderson alongside me. Make sure you tune in on Wednesday night with Hendo and the last tackle team on the Sportsman at 6 o'clock. But until then, from me, Hendo, and myself, we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
This is one of the favourite days of the year, the Rugby League Challenge Cup. Energy and noise of a big crowd for a big Rugby League occasion.